Star Trek transporter is our mini trek, because we're back again. Make sure to subscribe if you like content just talking about little things like this.
I suppose by the transitive property, I too must be Vulcan's motherfucker.
Yeah, logic, bitch!
So the transporter transforms, so you stand on a pad, dolly thing, and it basically converts your body into energy, sends you across space, and matters you. Don't know how it works without another pad on the receiving end, but we'll go with that. In Star Trek, it is a staple. It was designed originally to counter the fact that they couldn't afford to build a shuttlecraft, so the transporter was used. I don't know whether it's unique to Star Trek. I might have to look that one up. But amazingly, it's sort of a staple. When people think of transporter or teleportation, generally they think of Star Trek, unless they're really young and have never seen Star Trek. But it takes this, my physical form, turns it into energy, and then makes the energy turn into matter again. But does it, in order to do that, and they've run principles, they've talked about this for a long time, are they destroying the original and creating a copy? Is the transporter a giant photocopier? The answer is kind of. It's pretty, because their patterns are stored. So you get beamed up, turn into energy, your patterns are stored in a buffer, and then they're sent away. We've seen in Star Trek, in Relics with Scotty, that this can be stored in a buffer. This energy can be kept there alive, or at least in a form of stasis, and then finish sending or retrieve. And that means that copy is in there. It's well and truly in there. It has a map of your entire body. You could technically make a transporter clone or two. Thomas and Will Riker, I might say. But the transporter has been used in Star Trek in a myriad of ways. Transporter clones, transporter accidents, transporter mishaps. Doesn't seem very safe. Just putting it out there, does not seem very safe. I personally would not go on a transporter. I echo the words of Dr. McCoy or Bones himself.
Crazy way to travel, spreading a man's molecules all over the universe.
Now, the transporter is a piece of technology that you would think is not real. But I have news for you. They've actually done it. There is a scientific article, or a scientific experiment they did, where they managed to convert an atom into energy in the back end. I don't think it was an atom, actually, I think it was a neutron. It's like the basic form. So it's possible in theory. But the question whether they are still the same thing is a bit up in the air. And the answer is, they're not. It's basically a copy, because the computer disintegrates your matter, makes a map of that matter, and then reorganizes it exactly the same way on the other side. And that means that you are not the same person. You're a reconstructed version of that person within that moment. And that is the fascinating thing about the transporter. That means literally every character you've seen in any movie or on TV is dead.
He's dead, Jim.
For example, the Dr. Peter Capaldi, dead like 40 billion times in one episode. Captain Picard, Riker, Troy, Worf, all of them dead.
It's a stiff, bereft of life, it rests in peace. If you hadn't nailed it to the perch, you would be pushing up the daisies. It's run down the curtain and join the crowd invisible. This is an ex-parent.
The one who's less dead, Bones. The one who we should literally have memorials after every transporter beam, because they're dead. And it's a really, really interesting thing in Star Trek that they've never dealt with, because you don't want to say your character is dead. But the transporter in the Star Trek universe doesn't only kill people, it also transports you either short or far distances, from ship to ship or to the planet. It makes it easy, it makes it much quicker than the standard shuttlecraft, which is an amazing piece of technology. But if you want to get down there and get the plot moving, that's the one you want to use. Or in an awkward situation, whenever the transporter doesn't work, it's kind of for plot devices. If they need to get out of an episode quickly, they kind of use it for plot devices. It's kind of like every other techno-babble thing in any other sci-fi franchise. Let's use this item to slay our story fast and get out of here. Being attacked by multitudes of enemies. Oh, the transporters are working. We found a way to make them work. The transporters are the biggest invention in Star Trek. For example, the transporter technology also in the Star Trek universe led to the replicator technology, led to the hologram technology, all using a similar systems of taking matter and converting it into something or the same thing. It is insinuated in Star Trek Next Generation Episode 1, Encounter at Farpoint, that the transporter takes matter and refigures it into actual things. So technically on the holodeck, everything on there is real. Which is the weirdest thing. Is it real? Is it not real? But then later on, no, it's just light and photons, which makes zero sense. But I really love the whole idea of the transporter. It's a staple of science fiction, and particularly a staple of Star Trek. Tell me your thoughts about Star Trek. Tell me whether your favorite hero is dead or alive, and I will see you next time on Trek.